Meta Platforms, led by CEO Mark Zuckerberg, has announced the termination of its third-party fact-checking program across its platforms, including Facebook and Instagram. This initiative will be replaced by a community-driven system known as Community Notes, inspired by a similar feature on Elon Musk's platform, X. Before we proceed, please like, comment and subscribe to help us with the YouTube algorithm. Zuckerberg cited the outcome of the 2024 US presidential election as a cultural tipping point that influenced this decision, emphasizing a renewed commitment to prioritizing free expression. The Community Note system will allow users to collaboratively add context and corrections to posts, aiming to democratize the fact-checking process and reduce perceived biases associated with centralized moderation. In addition to this shift, Meta plans to relocate its content moderation teams from California to Texas. This move is intended to address concerns about cultural biases in content moderation and align with the company's new approach to free speech. Zuckerberg acknowledged that the previous fact-checking model led to excessive censorship and numerous errors, stating, "We're going to get rid of fact-checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X." Starting in the US, this policy change comes as President-elect Donald Trump prepares to take office. Zuckerberg has expressed intentions to collaborate with the incoming administration to oppose international censorship efforts, signaling a strategic alignment with the new political landscape. The decision has sparked a range of reactions. Supporters argue that it will enhance free expression and reduce centralized control over information, while critics warn that it may lead to an increase in misinformation and harmful content on Meta's platforms. Safety advocates and fact-checking organizations have expressed concerns that the removal of professional fact-checkers could undermine efforts to combat misinformation, particularly during critical events like elections. The European Fact-Checking Standards Network, EFCSN, condemned Meta's decision, linking it to potential election interference and urging the European Union to maintain its efforts against the spread of misinformation on large online platforms. Meta's shift mirrors a broader trend among tech companies re-evaluating content moderation policies in response to political pressures and debates over free speech. Elon Musk's implementation of Community Notes on X has been cited as an influence on Meta's new approach. The Community Notes feature relies on user contributions to identify and correct misinformation, aiming to leverage collective intelligence. However, its effectiveness in maintaining information accuracy remains a subject of debate. Meta's content moderation team's relocation to Texas is seen as an effort to diversify perspectives within the company and address criticisms of cultural bias in decision-making processes. Zuckerberg's recent statements reflect a shift in Meta's stance towards content moderation, moving away from stringent policies implemented in previous years, particularly following the 2020 election. The announcement has also drawn attention to the complex relationship between social media platforms and political entities, highlighting the challenges in balancing free expression with the responsibility to prevent the spread of false information. Critics argue that the removal of professional fact-checkers may embolden the spread of conspiracy theories and false narratives, potentially impacting public discourse and democratic processes. Supporters of the change contend that community-driven moderation empowers users and reduces the risk of institutional biases influencing content decisions. The effectiveness of the Community Notes system will largely depend on user engagement and the platform's ability to manage and integrate diverse perspectives without amplifying misinformation. Meta's policy reversal comes amid broader industry discussions about the role of social media platforms in regulating content and the implications for free speech and public safety. The transition to a community-driven fact-checking model represents a significant shift in Meta's approach to content moderation, with potential implications for user experience and platform integrity. As Meta implements these changes, the company will likely face scrutiny from regulators, users, and advocacy groups concerned about the balance between free expression and the proliferation of misinformation. The success of the Community Notes initiative will be closely monitored as a potential model for other platforms grappling with similar challenges in content moderation and user engagement. Meta's decision to end its fact-checking program reflects ongoing tensions between technological innovation, corporate responsibility, and societal expectations in the digital age. The move has prompted discussions about the future of fact-checking and the role of social media companies in curating information and shaping public discourse. As the community note system is rolled out, its impact on the spread of misinformation and the quality of discourse on Meta's platforms will be critical indicators of its effectiveness. The relocation of content moderation teams to Texas may influence Meta's operational culture and approach to policy enforcement, with potential implications for content decisions. Meta's collaboration with the incoming